This is Unix lab exercise number 8. In this exercise, we are going to see how to write a C program to create the following process hierarchy and perform the following. The first one is process A gets seconds as an input from the user. Then process B calculates hours, minutes and seconds and prints it in the HHMM second format and prints the process ID and parent process ID of each process. Now let's see how the code exactly looks like. So I have already typed a program which includes, it is a C program which already includes all the necessary header files, and then in the void main I have declared there are two integer variables, that is PID and seconds. So initially the process A starts over here, and then I have initialized a value A, I have declared a value A, and then PID is equal to, it is a predefined function, that is get PID is used here so that the process ID is being obtained. Now the process ID is stored in PID and then it is being outputted here using the printf statement. If our process ID is equal to 0, then it is a child process and the parent ID is also being displayed. So how to get the parent ID is get ppid function. So this is used to get the parent ID of the process. And this if loop gets closed here. Then later on the user is asked to enter the seconds, and then the value is taken using a scanf statement, and then later on process B starts, where if PID is equal to fork function, fork is also a function, then the value of PID is stored, the value of fork is stored in PID. So if PID is equal to 0, then it prints that it is a child process, and the parent ID is again obtained by using the get ppid function. And then later on it goes to print the child ID also by using the function get PID. And then we have initialized the value of hours and minutes, that is hours equal to seconds divided by 3600. And then we have minutes equal to seconds minus hours into 3600. Then again the same way we have minutes equal to minutes divided by 60, and second equal to seconds minus minutes into 60 minus hours into 3600. Then we are gonna display the time in the format HH sec, and then the values are being displayed. Now let's see how this program actually works. Let's compile the code. After the code is being compiled, let's run the code. So when we run the code, initially process A begins and the process ID is calculated and given. Now let's enter the number of seconds, say so we already know that 3600 is equal to 1 hour, so let's give something less than that and check if it is correct. As you can see here, the process B starts here, and then it is a child process because the value is not equal to 0. The parent ID and child ID is also being displayed here, and yes, as you can see, the time is being displayed in the hour, minute and second format, that is 59 minutes 37 seconds. So this is the end of the first program. Now let's see the second question. The second one is you have to write a C program to create the following process hierarchy and perform the following. Process A reads string as input in a character array format. Then process B reverses the strings and displays. And then process C checks if the string is a palindrome or not. And finally print the process ID and parent process ID for each process. So let's see how the code exactly looks for this. So I have already got another code. So just like this, in the C code also I have added all the necessary header files, and here I have declared a character and a pointer variable where there are pointer P1 and P2, and then there's an if condition. If str, that is a string which is it is not equal to the pointer of the string, then it will return the string. Now we have a for loop here. If P1 equal to str and P2 is equal to str plus the string length minus 1, then P1 less than P2, then plus P1 or minus P1 happens. Now the values of pointer P2 is given to pointer P1. The same way pointer P1 is given to pointer P2, and then again pointer P2 to pointer P1. and later the string is being returned. So now in the int main, the same way we have declared a variable, integer variable PID, and then we have two character arrays, that is input and input2, which both of them carry 100 as the array size. Then in process A, what happens is we have declared another variable called A, and PID is given to get PID, that is process ID function, and then if the process ID is equal to 0, then it displays that it is a child process, and the parent ID is got by another function called get parent process ID, and then it is further on moved on. The next process, that is in process B, the string is being taken as the input from the user, that is input, and then here again PID, if it is the value of fork function is being provided to PID, and it checks if it is equal to 0, and if it is 0, then it says that it is a child process, and then using the get PPID we can get the parent ID as well, and the child ID also. Now the string is being reversed using this string reverse, where the input is given to that function, and then it is put to sleep and the process is being killed. And then later on in process C, again it checks if the value of fork is given to PID, and it checks if it is equal to 0, and if it is 0, it means it is a child process, and the parent ID and the child ID is being found out here. And then if the input given is equal to the function, that is string reverse, if both are same, then it outputs it prints that it is a palindrome, otherwise it says that it is not a palindrome. And then again it is put to sleep and the process is being killed. Now let's see how the program exactly executes. We have let's run the program now. Yes, process A, the process ID is provided. Now let's say we all know that Malayalam is a common palindrome. Let's check if it works properly. So when I give here the process B and process C is being started, and then here also it provides the child process, and it says that it is child process, and the parent ID and the child ID is being provided. And then in the third one also, as you can see, what happens is the parent ID and child ID is generated as well. It is a palindrome, that is it checks if it is the string gets reversed, and then it checks and compares with the original text, and then finally it is found out that the given text is a palindrome. So by this we can actually understand the concept of fork calls and the getting the parent ID, then the process ID, and etc. So thank you.